လက်ဖက်နိုဘယ်ဟာသူ့ဖြတ်အားဖြင့်လက်နက်တွေအတွက်သူ့နိုင်သတင်းကိုသူမသိခင်ဖတ်သွားရတယ်မောင်ချောနယ်ဟာသူ့နိုင်သတင်းကိုသူ့ကြပြတစ်ပုဒ်ထဲမှာသူကိုယ်တိုင်ထည့်သွင်းဖော်ပြခဲ့တယ်အခြားလူတစ်ယောက်ကအသက်85နှစ်အရွယ်အဖိုးဦးကြီးဆရာတောင်ဆောင်ကတိုက်ခန်းတစ်ခုမှာသူ့ဇနီးနဲ့နေပါသူ့အခန်းထဲမှာမြေနီကုန်းညာစီဆိုတဲ့ပကြီးကားအထက်လိုက်ပဲသူ့လက်ရည်တွေပါပဲဆက်ကြမ်းကြမ်းတွေနဲ့ဖမ်းထားတယ်သူဟာလွန်ခဲ့တဲ့20လောက်ကတည်းကပြန်လဲထုတ်လုပ်လာခဲ့တာပြဿနာပဲဒါကြပြမှာလဲဒီလိုပဲမတိတော့အဘိဓမ္မာတွေကတွေ့ကြရလှန်ကူးတယ်လို့ထင်ခံရတယ်ဟိုတုန်းကလက်တစ်ဖက်နဲ့ဒီကနေ့ကိုလှမ်းဆွဲတယ်ဒါနုပညာမှာဆိုပြန်လဲထုတ်လုပ်တာပဲစိုးရတဲ့ကိုစားပြုမှုပဲစစ်ပီးခေတ်တွေစီပြန်သွားဖို့တော့ခဲရင်းပါလေသို့တော်လဲကြောက်ခေတ်တွေစီလဲရောက်သွားနိုင်ပါဟုတ်ကဲ့စစ်ပွဲထဲမှာနေလို့တော့ရပါတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့စစ်ကြီးပြီးတာနှစ်30ကျော်ပြီလို့ကျွန်တော်ကိုပြောသွားကြတယ်သူတို့ကကျွန်တော်ကိုပြောကြတယ်မင်းတို့ဟာကြောက်ခေတ်စီပြန်သွားနေကြတာပဲအင်္ဂလိပ်ခေတ်ကိုပင်ကြီးတွေအောက်မှာလာရောင်ဟာနိုင်ငံကစေးသားလို့ကြွာကြလို့လမ်းတောင်တိုင်းမှာမြူနီစပယ်ကရေပိုက်ကောင်းတိုင်ဟောင်းတွေစစ်ပွဲပြီးတဲ့အခါအိမ်ပြန်လာကြတယ်အားလုံးတော့မဟုတ်ဘူးမှတ်တမ်းတွေအရတချို့ပိုပြန်လာကြတယ်အဲ့ဒီမှာကြပြာဟာသူ့အလုပ်သူလုပ်ရတာပဲမူရင်းဟာဘယ်တော့မှအမြဲတမ်းစင်ကြယ်မနေဘူး
Title is So the Library, So Also the Museum. And it mentions early on in the poem one of the great Burmese poets, Mong Chon Wei. So the library, so also the museum. Alfred Nobel read his own obituary in the wake of his weapons of mass destruction. Mong Chon Wei had written his own epitaph in one of his poems. In another, an 85-year-old veteran artist lives with his wife in a flat on a mountain slope. A pile of paintings titled Menyagong Night Bazaar. In his living room, all his works are in rough strokes. He has reproduced them for 20 years or so. It's a problem. The same in poetry. I didn't know. I thought poets copied words from a dictionary, painting the present with the hands of the past. In art, this is called reproduction. It is bad representation. It may be difficult to go back to the post-war era, yet you might end up in the Paleolithic age. Yes, we can live in the battle, but remember, the war has been over for more than 30 years. They have informed me of this. They have told me all about it. You guys are going back to the Stone Age, under colonial British rain trees. The moonlight peels off like old paint from a wall. On every street corner, there are rusty municipal water taps. They came home from the war, not all of them. The records inflate the number of returning troops. So it goes. A poem is just doing her job. The original is never pure. So lastly, our final reader tonight is Zaya Lin. I'll give you a brief introduction here. I could just mention a couple of little tidbits, caveats here, that Zaya Lin almost single-handedly brought in the idea of language poetry, but also introducing postmodern poetries, and is also a formidable translator of contemporary poetries from the West and from all parts of the world. He allowed for this tectonic shift to happen in Burmese poetry to become modern. Please welcome Zaya Lin.
First of all, I'm very, very proud and honored to be here, be reading at this place in Singapore, because 10, 12 years ago, I already knew big names such as Afian Saad, Edwin Tambu, To Siang, Cyril Wong, and of course Alvin. When Cyril came over to Yangon, I think it was like 12 years ago, I missed him. I wasn't able to meet him. But I was fortunate to meet Alvin in London last year at this Parnassus Poetry Festival. And then I read together with Mr. Edwin Tambu in Bangkok last year too. And now I'm here in person. I'm going to read my own Burmese version and the translation too. It's called sling bag. You know, we always carry the sling bag, both men and women. Women usually carry handbags, but men carry sling bags. You know, it's a very traditional Burmese part of Burmese attire. You must have a sling bag, and we put everything into a sling bag, everything. Okay. And then in this poem, it has there's a dismembered organ in the bag, and that dismembered organ happens to be the main character in this poem. And a lot of people ask me, what is that dismembered poem doing in your poem? And I said, well, that dismembered organ could refer to, you know, something that was missing in our life for the last 50 years. When we were under the military regime, we didn't have any freedom of expression or any kind of freedom at all. So, you know, we were missing something in our lives, something very crucial to our day-to-day living. So, so perhaps, I'm not sure I really wrote about that, but perhaps I think I took that as a theme, okay? In Burmese first. Loe 8. Tu be toa tu eight ma amie para tu che ta phet piat lu de ne let swéနှုတ်ဆက်เสียရှိရင်တစ်ဖက်လူရဲ့လက်ကိုသူ့အိတ်ထဲကခြေတစ်ဖက်ပြတ်ထုတ်ပြီးထိလိုက်တယ်ဟုတ်ကဲ့တွေ့ရတာဝန်တာပါတယ်သူအရန်ခံစားရမှာပဲနော်အိတ်ထဲမှာခြေပြတ်ကြီးနဲ့သူ့မှာလည်းနှစ်ဖက်စလုံးကောင်းတဲ့ခြေနှချောင်းနဲ့သူစိတ်ရှုပ်လာရင်သူ့ညာလက်ကိုသူ့ညာဘက်ပခုံးမှာလွယ်ထားတဲ့လွယ်အိတ်ထဲလက်တွေတစ်ဖက်လိုထိုးထည့်ပြီးခြေတစ်ဖက်ပြတ်ရဲ့အမြင်တွေအကြည့်အချွဲတွေအရည်တွေဆန်းဆန်းပြီးသူ့မှာဘိုးအားတွေပြည့်လာမာနတွေတက်လာတယ်ယုံကြည်မှုတွေမြင့်မားလာတယ်ညအိပ်ရင်အဲ့ဒီခြေတစ်ဖက်ပြတ်ကိုခေါင်းအောင်တယ်ထမင်းစားရင်ထမင်းစပွဲပေါ်အဲ့ဒီခြေတစ်ဖက်ပြတ်ပြင်စားတယ်သူ့မှာမိန်းမရှိလားရှိတယ်ပဲထားပါတော့သူ့မိန်းမနဲ့ဆက်ဆံရင်သူတို့နှစ်ကိုကြားအဲ့ဒီခြေတစ်ဖက်ပြတ်ကိုထိထားတယ်အဲ့တော့မှထိတယ်ဆိုပဲအဲ့ဒီခြေတစ်ဖက်ပြတ်ဟာသူ့ဘဝသူ့အသိသူ့ပြစ္ဆုတ်ပံသူ့အနာဂတ်တဲ့အဲ့ဒါသူ့တစ္ဆာအဲ့ဒါယောသားမှုတဲ့အဲ့ဒါသူပဲတဲ့ဒါကဘေးလူတယောက်ကပြောတာသူနဲ့ငယ်ငယ်ကလေးကယဉ်နီးခဲ့တယ်လို့ပြောတာပဲသူ့မှာလည်းသွားလေအမြဲပါတဲ့လွယ်တလုံးနဲ့ Okay, in English, sling bag. Wherever he goes, in his sling bag, he carries his severed leg. If he has to shake hands, he takes his severed leg out from the bag and touches it on the other person's hand as he says, "Nice to meet you." He must have gone through a lot of suffering with that severed leg in his bag, though he still has two legs intact. When he needs reassurance, he'll insert his right hand, like a dead hand, into the bag slung on his right shoulder to feel the sinews and the greasy slime of the severed leg. That's how he recharges himself. That's how his pride is uplifted, his self-confidence restored. The severed leg serves as his pillow when he sleeps. The severed leg is placed on the dining table when he eats. Is he married? Let's say he is. When he makes love to his wife, the severed leg welds their two bodies together. Only then does he feel the hit, he says. The severed leg is his life, his past, his present, and his future, he says. It's truth, he says. It's honesty, he says. It's just him, says someone else. Someone who claims to be a childhood friend. He too always carries a slim bag.